Yes, it is very difficult to get into Tsinghua University, especially for domestic Chinese students. It is consistently ranked as one of the top universities in China and globally, making it highly competitive. Here's a breakdown of the difficulty. For domestic Chinese students, there's an extremely low acceptance rate. Admission for local students is based on the National College Entrance Examination, also known as the Gaokao scores. Tsinghua has an exceptionally low acceptance rate for domestic students, often cited as less than 0.1% to 2%, depending on the program and the province. This intense competition is due to the sheer number of high-achieving students in China, all vying for limited spots. To get into Tsinghua, domestic students typically need to be among the top percentile, for example, top 0.02% of test takers in their province. For international students, while the competition might not be as fierce as for domestic students, it is still challenging. There's a higher acceptance rate, relatively speaking. The acceptance rate for international students is significantly higher than for domestic students, ranging from approximately 10 to 30% depending on the program and the source. Some sources even suggest higher rates for specific circumstances, like applying through certain services or to Chinese language programs. Tsinghua evaluates international applicants holistically, considering a variety of factors. Academic performance is, super important. Excellent grades and transcripts are really essential. Usually a GPA of 3.5 out of 4.0, or a B+ or 85 out of 100 is mentioned as the minimum requirement. When it comes to standardized test scores, while they're not always mandatory, strong SAT scores in the range of 1350 to 1500, or ACT scores between 28 and 34, are highly recommended for English-taught programs. Language proficiency is also key. For English-taught programs, non-native English speakers need to show their proficiency through a TOEFL score of at least 85 or an IELTS score of 6.5 or above. For Chinese-taught programs, applicants are required to have at least HSK Level 5 or HSK Level 4, with the condition that they reach Level 5 within the first year. For your application materials, there are a few things you really need to prepare. First, a personal statement, a well-written essay that shows your motivations and why you're a good fit. Then typically 2 letters of recommendation from teachers or professors. Extracurricular activities and achievements are also important, since they demonstrate leadership and that you're a well-rounded person. Of course, you'll need your passport and any other supporting documents, and for some programs there might be an interview as well. Different programs at Tsinghua may have their own specific requirements. For example, some might ask for particular subject grades, others might need a portfolio if you're applying to an arts program, or even a programming test if you're interested in computer science, and honestly, you'll be competing against other highly qualified international students from all over the world. So, here are the key takeaways on the difficulty. For domestic students, it's extremely tough because of the Gaokao system and just the sheer number of top-performing students. For international students, it's still very competitive. You'll need strong academic performance, solid language proficiency in English or Chinese depending on your program, compelling application materials, and often good standardized test scores. While the acceptance rate is a bit higher for international students compared to domestic ones, Tsinghua only admits the very best international applicants. In conclusion, whether you're applying as a domestic or international student, getting into Tsinghua University is, well, a challenging endeavor that really demands